There's nothing like a bit of pig's urine to really remind you you're working in Hollywood. Gotta love a stuntman. It's pretty bad. I kept thinking, I was kind of down there kind of thinking, Vile's disease, bring it on. And that was my very first shot on part 2. I managed to instigate a bar fight that involves, I think at its peak, there were probably 150 people beating the crap out of each other, and me and Kira in the middle of it. Kira doing more fighting, I'm doing more drinking in the middle of the fight. I do a little bit of fighting, but it's kind of drunken fighting.
Staircase, though, with Gibbs. Jack is one of our favorites and really fun to work with. He worked very hard, and he had a real knack for coloring his character, for really bringing the character of Norrington to this. And Norrington's character probably changed more dramatically than any character in the previous film.
My story. It's exactly the same as your story, only one chapter behind.
I'm guessing that he saw that as a big responsibility. We were very cognizant of the fact that he needed to bring this new character to the action portions of the scene.
Who wants it? You form an ordinary line, I'll have you all one by one.
How embarrassing. There's stuntmen doing things I should be doing right behind my shoulder.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. My better half, ladies and gentlemen, just behind my right shoulder.
But actually, before your next thing...
Yeah. Holding the sword like an idiot. I do a lot of that.
With me, Mark, here for a second. Here, prepare this really big, because he's taking that back, and then you're getting ready to jump and do another thrust.
Right, and give it a Brad
Pitt. You don't really have to be exactly...
That's right. Me and Brad.
He's a hero. He's a hero. They're going to have action figures for him on this one. I know it. He's involved in every major fight. And thank goodness, because I get to help him do it.
Jack has just arrived on location, and we're doing sort of a refresher walkthrough type of rehearsal just to get what we already know reacclimated in our heads. It's like anything else. It's the more you do it. It's like learning lines. It's about repetition and then finding the character within that mechanical rehearsal. That's what it's all about.
Really good. Yeah. Okay.
They learn a lot of the fight. Whether they actually end up doing it, or all of it, or some of it, or more than they thought, is a different story. But we teach them a good amount of it. We try to mold to as close to them as we can, and we try to get them to do what we're doing as much as possible. It's kind of like a marriage, you meet halfway.
It's interesting is that, that the huge difference between what constitutes a paragraph on a page and then you find yourself where you are to kind of fulfill this. This is the most physically demanding section of any job I've ever done. I mean, I'm not built for this. I'm built for like saying things and not bumping into furniture. That's kind of what I do. So hence the guy behind me. But I do a lot of my own stunts at home.
Do you remember the bind that we did? Where
in the sandbar.
Where he comes in. No, this is here. Where it comes into this.
Yeah.
Then he brings it up to you. You catch it because you don't want to get sliced in the face. You bring it back to him, and then he grabs it. Now you both have two hands. You grab for the key that's dangling here.
Oh my God.
He rips away, and you almost fall off the side.
I don't remember that. Obviously, what you have to do when you shoot these things is you have something that's a lot wider and generally will involve the stunt guys, because there's no way we're going to be able to do it better than them. I mean, these are world-class athletes, incredible performers who have been rehearsing this for months and months on end, and, their job is to make us look better, I mean, and they do, so why wouldn't you want them to do it?
Hi, guys.
Nurse? The stage direction in an earlier draft of the script, I said something like, Jack looks at Will looks at Norrington looks at Jack, and it just says something like this. It's like the final scene of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then it just says, and so begins the biggest, most kick-ass sword fight in the history of films. And I thought, great, I'm in. I'm fighting and I'm meant to be drunk. How good is that?